All right, you just saw it here on NBA TV. The Hawks, with a monster third quarter, beat the Warriors 121-110. Trae Young, 33 and 15 assists. That ties his season high. And the Hawks have now won 16 of 19 on their home court, despite 37 tonight from Klay Thompson. Let's listen in to Steve Kerr's thoughts post-game.
They were the only group that got stops for us the whole game. So, they scored 36, 33, and 32 in the first three quarters. And so we started that lineup in the fourth quarter. They were getting stops, and we got back in the game. And that's an obvious decision to ride them at that point.
Offensively, especially playing Jordan, everything would be what changed third quarter and then on.
Well, I thought the biggest section of the game was the final 2 minutes of the half. We had, I think, a 9-point lead with about 2 minutes left. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they scored the final 11 points and changed the entire feel of the game. To that point, it felt like, we were going to be the aggressor. We were going to be in control. We still hadn't made stops, but it felt like we were going to. And then the last 2 minutes were kind of a disaster. We turned the ball over, we took some tough shots, and they got out in transition, hit some threes. And I thought that carried over to the second half. They felt more confident, and they dominated that third quarter, and that was the key stretch. So from the 2 minute mark of the second into the third, they took over the game.
Is this something you've been thinking about lately? And do you expect, not that it's necessarily permanent, but it seems like you're going to have a lot more flexibility at that, I guess you'd call it the loony spot.
Yeah, we're going to have a ton of flexibility, these last 8 games. Without Steph, it changes everything for us in terms of the domino effect of different rotations. With Draymond back, I decided to separate Draymond and Loon in order to get more spacing and, more shooting on the floor at the same time. Our offense was obviously not the problem tonight. We scored whatever it was, 67 in the first half, and we got a lot of great looks. But obviously our defense suffered, and that's the balance that we have to figure out right now. We've started Draymond and Loon for a long time together, but without Steph, the spacing is more magnified. Steph sort of negates the lack of spacing in terms of lineup combinations, but without Steph, the lack of spacing becomes more prominent, and we have a tougher time scoring. So it's a little bit pick your poison right now, and we've got to strike a balance and figure that out.
What did you see in that, I guess, when you went small, like what were the defensive issues? Just no rim protection?
We gave up a bunch of offensive rebounds in the first 5 minutes of the game, but we were just scattered defensively. We gave up a ton of threes in the first half. Trae Young was brilliant with his passing, coming downhill off the pick and roll. They've got a lot of three-point shooters, and they kind of picked us apart in that first half. Third quarter, they got to the lob. We took care of the three-point line, but, he found Capella quite a bit. And then the fourth was when we finally found some traction defensively, but it's not enough